Okay, so recently shared by the Mail and Guardian, they says MPs from around the world urged Trump to revoke order on SA. The group said the US president's decision to suspend aid to South Africa was a very aggressive assault on the country's sovereignty. Hi, my name is Vidashi. Welcome to the African Time. Well, we are discussing South Africa and Africa as usual, and then we are also discussing how the United States, that is Donald Trump, has been. Well, I don't know what bro is actually looking from South Africa, but man is actually not pleased with them. Only he can understand what he's doing here. Well, people believe that is all because of what Elon Musk is actually saying. But, well, we are not actually going to discuss that one here. What we are discussing is that MPs around the world have actually urged or have signed a petition to urge Donald Trump to actually revoke all the sanctions and then the aid that he has prevented to South Africa to halt, or they have urged him to stop because why is he meddling too much in a sovereign country affairs? Well, that is what is happening around the world right now, and this is the African Time. Well, let's see and let's dive inside and to see more of what is happening here. Let's go. Okay, so well, it seems like Trump is in the hot waters right now, but see this. This one says suspending aid is an assault on SA sovereignty. Is a question mark here. He's saying, do you even listen to yourself? Sovereign means standing on your own. So how is withholding handouts an assault on sovereignty? Okay, that is one good question here. That's one good question here. Well, he's saying that why are these MPs actually petitioning Donald Trump that are urging him to stop by cutting off aid to South Africa, and they are saying that why is he meddling inside the South African sovereignty or sovereign issues? But this question here is actually, I think it makes sense too. Let's be real here. Let's be honest with ourselves. It makes sense. He's saying that, do you even listen to yourself? A sovereign country and someone have cut aid to them and they have issue with that. What is that supposed to mean? Well, basically, what is that supposed to mean actually? What is that supposed to mean? But yeah, if it's concerns about Donald Trump actually meddling into the South Africa's affairs, that's what I understand. But if they are petitioning him to continue giving aid to South Africa, but Donald Trump is not having any issues to manipulate or to discuss anything about concerns South Africa's economy or the company or the country. Well, that would be sad. That would be something different here, because anybody or whoever you owe or who is paying for everything about your life will surely want to control you. The best thing to do is to be independent. And if you don't want to be independent, you gotta be ready for always all these kind of things. So the best thing South Africa can do right now is actually appreciate and be able to live without this aid. Then you can actually contest for the sovereignty then, because well, that question actually makes sense too. How do you want aid but still want to be from sovereignty? That is the issue here. Let's go. Alright, so this one also says the racist ANC cannot be trusted. Keep the pressure on. Sanction the whole party. Whoa. Again, this one also says what USA okay. Again, this one says what? USA money is USA's taxpayers' money. They can do with it whatever they like to do. SA messed it up. Corruption, theft, and wasted. Wow. Again, this one is also saying, as a black South African, we are fine without his funding. And ANC is just fine. No ordinary South African needs or wants US funding. They can keep their funds and conditions in the USA. That is it. If you're taking their funds, you should take the conditions. If you're not taking their funds, then you can have a right to say no condition with them. That one, I personally, or everyone will actually support South Africa in this. But hey, for now, if you're cut off your funding, then Donald Trump leave South Africa first. Pretty simple, right? You all agree to this one. Good. Again, this one also says we no longer want his aid. It's dragging us back. Well, personally, yep. As I said, everyone needs to be independent, and you can only be that when you are dependent yourself. So basically, the A's and all those things, if it has been cut off now, I think Donald Trump needs to sit down and just leave South Africa to do their thing here. All right, pretty simple here, and I agree with them. Well, let's actually see. Let's dive inside and see the whole thing here. So it says the Mail and Guardian says more than 100 parliamentarians from the world have signed an open letter calling on US President Donald Trump to revoke his February 7th executive order suspending all aid to South Africa. The group said the decree saw Trump punishing a sovereign country for pursuing the policy objectives of his choice at home and abroad. Okay? Well, again, it says, in quote, President Trump's 7 February order halts critical financial aid under the false pretense of protecting Afrikaners from government-sponsored race-based discrimination, they wrote. So it's again in quote, it says, in reality, Trump's order to make a retaliation against South Africa for daring to pursue its self-determination at home and express its solidarities abroad. Now, the White House has justified the decree by accusing South Africa of racially persecuting the country's white African minority, including by way of the recently promulgated Expropriation Act and fomenting terrorism in the Middle East. Wow, this part though, fomenting terrorism in the Middle East. What does it mean? South Africa is it the South Africans bromance with the Iran, or were they defining taking Israel to court because of Palestine? Which of them? Donald Trump? Which of them? Well, let's continue. So, the last paragraph it says, in quotes, while championing terrorism and autocratic regimes abroad, South Africa has committed similar human rights violations at home. It's asserted in the document published as a so-called fact sheet. Okay, so this is where the whole problem is. Okay, now you have gotten to know and understand what is actually happening here. So the main issue is that Donald Trump actually revokes or cut off the health aids to South Africa due to he believed that South Africa is being discrimination to the minority Afrikaners, and he's saying that not only at home but in abroad too, but concerning some laws and then acts that they have actually implemented or implementing that is he believed is against human rights violations. And also stated the point that South Africa is also allegedly found in helping in terrorism in the Middle East and then fixing themselves in. I don't know which part of that is, but well, these are the findings from the Donald Trump administrations, and they call that the fact sheets. Okay, so that is what the buhaha between South Africa and Donald Trump is actually going and how things are working now. As I said, we all agree South Africa is a sovereign country, and now Donald Trump was giving you guys aid, so he feel like he can actually tell you guys what to do. Now you have caught up the ace. I think that Donald Trump needs to stop talking about South Africa now and let the people discuss their thing. Okay, well, I know South Africa will find a way for sure. You guys are strong people, and then the minority and the majority people there can actually live together. I know you guys can find a way for me. Trust me, I know you guys can. The only thing better is just sit down, dialogue this, discuss this, and then get to find the better for your people. Okay, the name is Vidashi. This was African Time. Thank you for your time.